Making the headlines, Anambra State government organizes a two-day inter-agency meeting in Awka. Chief Onyocha celebrates New Yam Festival with people of Izinato in Enugu-Agidi. Federal government announced a special grant of 25,000 naira for vulnerable pensioners. And on the foreign scene, Typhoon Koine kills one person in Taiwan. Before the news in detail, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. My name is Chidimma Orangwa. You're welcome to the news at 7. Anambra State government has reviewed the activities of the interagency partners in the state with hope to ascertain their areas of intervention. The Commissioner for Budget and Economic Planning, Mrs. Chiamaka Nnake, disclosed this during the opening ceremony of a two-day inter-agency meeting held in Awka, which attracted representatives of partners working in the state, ministries, departments and agencies, and civil society organizations. Correspondent Amaka Chibuzo-Okoye tells us more.
The meeting is an opportunity to reflect on programs and project implementations in the year, know the rate of implementations so far by the partners working in the state, and their intended activities for the remaining quarter of the year. Commissioner Nnake noted that the quarterly meeting was to hear from their partners, ensure there is coordination, and identify potential gaps around the area of interventions so as to prevent lapses. She noted that there will be different partnerships come 2024 as the ministry will dole out the present administration's plan and where they need support so as to meet their targets, and other resources will be channeled to other sectors, adding that they want to be better organized, coordinated, focused, impactful, and give Nde Anambra the best.
It's actually to have more like a sustainable or a final response to this flood issue in Anambra State. We hope that if they get it right in Anambra State, the template can be replicated in other states. That's their target, and Anambra State is ready to work with them to drive the implementation of this plan as quickly as possible.
The head Partnership Coordination Department, Mrs. Ebere Ayaji, disclosed that the objectives of the meeting was to know the activities implemented so far and other outstanding activities in the 2023 implementation plan, review the achievements, and know each other areas of intervention in order to avoid duplication of efforts and resources.
The next objective of this meeting is to know each other's area of intervention in order to avoid duplication of efforts and resources.
In his presentations, the desk officer, Anambra State Emergency Management Agency, Mr. Emmanuel Izuchukwu, explained that the flood-prone local government in the state has been sensitized and farmers have been evacuating their produce so they can move to holding center whenever flood comes. He noted that they have trained about 140 emergency responders. Also identifying areas of interventions, the program coordinator of Value Chain, Fadama Cares, Mr. Nnamdi Aguncha, listed procurement of inputs, infrastructure construction, machinery and equipment procurement, training and capacity building, and demonstration of new improved technologies. In Awka, Amaka Chibuzo-Okoye, ABS News.
Ezinato people of Enugu-Agidi in Njikoke Council area of Anambra State, led by their traditional head, Chief Izuchukwu Okeke Onyocha, popularly known as Ozo Ebube Chukwuzo, has celebrated their New Yam Festival with pomp and pageantry. New Yam Festival is a very important annual event among Ndibo, which allows them to offer thanks to God for bountiful harvest while praying for better yield in subsequent planting season. As such, the people of Ezinato in Enugu-Agidi were not left out in the celebration of the festival this year, as their sons and daughters returned home from far and near for the event. Correspondent Chibuzo Obirike has details report.
Stubbornly, the festival commenced with prayers and thanksgiving as the traditional head of the village, Chief Okeke Onyocha, thanked God for his blessings and fruitfulness to the people of the land. It was then followed by the Ewaji rites performed by Chief Okeke Onyocha, which signifies the invitation of the members of the village to eat the newly harvested yams, signaling the official commencement of the eating of the new yam in their various homes as demanded by culture. Speaking, the President General of Enugu Agede Community, Mr. Ebuka Onuora, pointed out that Enugu Agede Community is never in dispute and that the celebration is coming on the heels of the traditional New Yam celebration by the Enugu Agede traditional ruler Igwe Michael Okeke-Uche on 30th September 2023, after which community stakeholders, groups and families are allowed to wine and dine together in merriment and prayers for a bountiful harvest. In their separate interviews, the traditional Prime Minister of Aba Ghana, Chief Alfred Ozoha, and a stakeholder in the community, Sir Anthony Okafor, said that the celebration of the New Yam Festival in Ezinato is an important celebration which drives down the prayers and messages of the traditional ruler of the town, Igwe Michael Okeke-Uche, and described Ozo Okeke Onyocha as a lover of peace who is committed to the progress and growth of every Onyezinato.
So the Ezinato I want to better than what goes to person. Or who watch you export the Obodono. We will go down on the Macanaba on the Valley.
Dignitaries who graced the occasion include the Managing Director, Anambra Broadcasting Service, Sachidu Obidiegu, and the Director, Opet Oil and Gas, Chidi Nwakbodelue. The festival featured performances of traditional music and dances from Enugu Agede. Chibuzo Bidike, ABS News.
The people of Amago village in Subwe have maintained their stand that they engaged one of their own, Mr. Ifediora Mabia, to allot and share the award to land belonging to the village to all qualified members of the village. This was the unanimous decision of the village members after a meeting of the village held at the village square on Monday. Correspondent Ngozi Obileri reports.
The meeting was convoked on the heels of a radio announcement by certain members of the village, barring those who bought portions of land from the rightful owners at Oboto land from developing their lands. On hearing the announcement, members of Amagu village decided to meet and call to order those giving out such information to refrain from such acts so as to avoid causing chaos in the community. According to the oldest man in the village, Mr. Ifediora Zodo, the village members gave the duty of measuring the land in question, allot and share same to every son of the village that has attained a certain age. He said that it is surprising that after 10 years of sharing the land, few individuals came up from nowhere to question someone they gave authority to work for them. Another elder in the community, Mr. Konkwo Iveke, explained that they have no hand in the act, wondering why their names were included in the list of those contesting the allotment of the land without their consent, describing it as a taboo. On their parts, others, Messrs. Okonkwo Nwasike and Udobejo, called on all who purchased lands at Obotu to go and develop their property without fear of molestation, as according to them, the few individuals have no right to upturn the ruling of the elders. A youth leader in the village, Mr. Mechi Ivezi, assured them that they are solidly behind them, that they only require to inform the youth whenever they are ready to develop their property.
na ndị wakpọrọ abalị okwu a na-ekwu ya amakụkụ mitin gbole tọm abụrụ anya badapụkwanụ na egburu nwanne ya bụrụ odogwu anyị chọrọ nsogbu be mebizi na aba amagụ na aba mmadụ maka na amagụ ya na-esere okwu na-ese na amagụ na-ese na bịa.
On his part, Mr. Evediora Mabia, who was given the work to measure and allot the land, explained that the village gave the land on lease to the Anyansi family of Enugu village in Suwe, but the alliance got truncated at some point, which led to the termination of the agreement and sharing of the land 30% to the Anyansi family and 70% to Ndiamagu, which according to him was adequately documented. Mr. Mabia said that there has been a practice in the entire Nsugbe community that it behoves on every qualified son to go to the land allotee committee to request for their own portion of land. Failure to do so amounts to the fact that such a person is not in need of the land. From Nsugbe in Anambra East Council area, I am Ngozi Obileri for ABS News.
Also Kingdom in Ndiukwena community, Yoruba North Council area of Anambra State, was agog as people from all walks of life gathered as the traditional head of the kingdom, Chief Henry Omura, celebrated this year's New Yam Festival. Correspondent Amaka Chibuzo-Okoye has details.
Showcase the rich cultural heritage and tradition of Ndiukwenu with different performances such as Uve dance, masquerading, simulated yam cultivation process, thrilling the festival goers. The festival reached its climax when Chief Onwura, popularly known by his kids and king as Igwe Mmemme, performed the kola nut rituals, praying to the gods of the land and their ancestors to bless them with all they yearn for, especially for bountiful harvest next year, good health, progress, development, and peace. Chief Onwura, while cutting the new yam, said they accord respect to yam as king of all crops, and as such, the celebration is to thank God for a great thing he has done, as according to him, the yam which they sowed during cultivation has come back bountifully for consumption. He maintained that Igbo culture is very unique and must be promoted at all times, calling every Onigbo to go back to their roots and revive those culture, traditions and norms which seems to have gone into extinction. The wife of the celebrant, Mrs. Chinyere Onwura, thanked God for the harvest season, saying Ozu Kingdom is known as an agrarian community and prayed they will have better harvest next year as they have shown gratitude to God. On his part, a chieftain of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA, Honorable Edward Ibuzo, who came to felicitate Chief Onwura, said New Yam Festival is a rich culture of Ndigbo, which is celebrated in all Igbo communities and shows human appreciation to God for the mystery of enjoying his creation through yam produce and crops. A chieftain in Ozu Kingdom, Chief Ilodi Chukwuenwilo, when contributing, asked Ndigbo to truly embrace their culture, speak their language, and promote unity. Also, on behalf of Ozu Kingdom Women Association, Mrs. Comfort Omado maintained that Chief Onwura brought light, progress and peace to their community, and that he always extend philanthropic gesture to the needy in the town while praying God to give him long life and good health. Chief Onwura later conferred chieftaincy titles on different individuals while different groups and guests paid homage and brought presents. From Ozu Kingdom, Ndiukwenu, I am Amaka Chibuzo-Okoye, ABS News.
The government has announced a special grant of 25,000 naira each under its constitution or conditional cash transfer scheme to vulnerable pensioners in the country. Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Dr. Betta Edu, announced this when she met with the leadership of the Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC), led by its president Joe Ajero in Abuja. Mr. Edo informed the leadership of the labor union that the desire to expand the National Social Register to include vulnerable pensioners in the CCT scheme was encapsulated in the renewed hope agenda. She therefore appealed to the NLC to help fast-track the process of collating data of would-be vulnerable pensioners' beneficiaries so that they can start receiving CCT. And on the foreign scene, Typhoon Koinu has lashed southern Taiwan, killing one person and injuring hundreds of others, while also leaving localized damage. The Category 4 typhoon made landfall in Taiwan's Hengchun Peninsula, causing flight suspensions and the closure of work and schools for millions of people. Flying glass during the typhoon killed one person in the central city of Taichung, according to Taiwan's fire department. Strong winds battered some buildings and trees, while social media pictures from Orchid Island off the southeast coast showed cars blown off roads, fishing boats sunk in a harbor, and smashed school windows. Now sports. FIFA has appointed Portuguese official Luis Godinho as a referee for the international friendly match between Nigeria and Saudi Arabia at the Estadio Municipal de Portium on October 13th at 5 p.m. This was contained in a statement by the Director of Communications for Nigeria Football Federation, Ademola Olajire, in Abuja. Godinho will be assisted by Bruno Jesus, Thiago Costa, and Miguel Nogueira. Fourth official Helder Canivojo will head the situation in the video assistant referee room, and he will be assisted by Bruno Vieira. The match will be the second ever clash between both countries. And that's just about it on the news this morning. But before we go, remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page. Follow us at Anambra Broadcasting Service. Subscribe to our YouTube page at ABS Television Oka. Follow us on Twitter at ABS Radio TV and on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. Log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. And now the main points again. Anambra State Government has organized a two-day intelligence meeting in Oka. Chief Onyocha has celebrated New Yam Festival with the people of Ezinata in Enugu-Agete. Federal government has announced a special grant of 25,000 naira for vulnerable pensioners. And we also told you that on the foreign scene, Typhoon Koinu has killed one person in Taiwan. To end the news, here is a special message again. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround, maintenance of the Anambra State economy, and promotion of core Igbo values. Let us give him maximum support for the tax ahead. And that's it on the news at 7. Many thanks for joining us. My name is Chidimma Orangwa. Good morning.